What's up people, it's Wasabi and I'm back with another review. Simgot sent me these IEMs, thank you Simgot. But as always with my content, these are my thoughts, personal opinions and experiences with the product. And today we have the Simgot EA1000. Now here's a quick look at the packaging because that's what you pay for too. The packaging is beautiful, it gives you a sense that you're getting a very high-end product. What's inside? First you have the EA1000s fitted in the foam piece. They are very nicely presented. The accessories box with an instruction manual, 2 sets of small, medium and large silicone rubber tips, a bag of extra O-rings, and these are for the tuning nozzles. And in this other box you can find 2 pairs of tuning nozzles. One is already fitted on the IEM, so you have a total of 3 tuning nozzles to experience. And in the last box is where you can find this wonderful looking case with the cable in it, and I think this cable looks so good. And that's pretty much all that's included inside the box. Now before we go any further, let's manage some expectations here real quick. Simgot is known for producing high quality in-ear monitors for a good price, and the EA1000s that we are looking at today is higher up in their lineup of IEMs, and they come in at a price of about $220. Simgot sent me these IEMs to test and share my thoughts on them and how I feel about it for gamers, so that's what I'm gonna do. Without a doubt, more casual and competitive gamers are turning towards IEMs for gaming because they deliver the audio quality and clarity that games like Counter-Strike and Valorant would benefit from compared to most gaming headsets, which, let's be honest, are pretty expensive for the quality. But of course, you lose the convenience of a built-in microphone and wireless connectivity. There are a lot of IEMs on the market, and the number one question that gamers would ask about any IEM is, are these good for gaming? And I will focus more on that, but let's have a brief look at what the EA1000 is about. These are Simgot's flagship dynamic driver IEMs. It's an all-metal body construction with a high transparency crystal panel, 1 dynamic driver and 1 passive radiator configuration on each side, and features the 2nd generation dual magnetic dual cavity dynamic driver. The EA1000 uses a purple gold diaphragm technology that took over 3 years to develop, resulting in what they call a mesmerizing, mysterious purple gold hue. It all sounds incredibly fascinating, but a little sad to say that you can't see it because it's encased within the IEMs. So these IEMs have an interchangeable nozzle system, and it comes with 3 different sets of nozzles where each changes the tuning of these IEMs. And the cable that it comes with has a high purity silver plated OFC lit structure for a clear audio signal. The design of the EA1000 is beautiful. It has a polished metal finish. The combination of silver, white and a touch of gold in its crystal window makes these one of the prettiest aesthetic looking IEMs in this price range. And I find it to be a fitting match with my Wu-Ting 6CHE. And the silver weave in the cable looks so pretty. Because of the polished finish on these IEMs, you would probably want to keep a microfiber cloth in hand because you're gonna see a lot of fingerprints on this one. Build quality is fantastic. All metal construction with these IEMs, very well crafted. They have a substantial weight to them. The weight of these when I first got my hands on them was a little surprising, but it's not a bad thing. With a good fit and the ear hooks, you don't really notice the weight when you have them on. Speaking of the ear hooks, these ear hooks were a little stiff when I first took them out, but after continuous use, they soften out quite a bit. While these IEMs fit well in my ears, personally I feel the comfort and fit with the shape of these IEMs could be better, but it's not something that stops me from enjoying them. So nothing special about the silicone rubber tips. These are the same silicone rubber tips that they use on their other IEMs. The ear tips come included with 3 sizes and you get 2 sets each. So that's really nice. There is a lot of energy in the sound of the EA1000. Great resolution and generally a very vibrant sounding IEM with a nice natural timbre and a lot of emphasis in the treble and the upper mid-range. Bass is detailed, very well controlled and textured, and does not spill over the details in the mid-range. It has a good amount of slam, but for heavy bass lovers, it would leave you wanting more. Noise isolation is decent with the stock ear tips if you're gonna use it at home, but if you plan to take it out with you probably want to consider getting your own ear tips for a better seal. Now what's interesting about the EA1000 is that it comes with 3 tuning nozzles, which in a way gives you 3 different audio experiences. I find the gold nozzles sound the most interesting for me, but I'll briefly touch on all 3. First up, you have the silver nozzles with the red O-ring, and these are made of stainless steel, and this is the default nozzle that comes pre-installed on these IEMs. It corresponds to the Harman 2019 target curve. The treble is pretty high on this one, and the upper mid mid-range is a little toned down compared to the other two. Out of the three, this is the nozzle you would want to use if you enjoy a warmer sound signature with good bass extension and detail. The gold nozzles are made from brass and they correspond to Simgot's Golden 2023 target curve. I found the gold nozzles to be the most interesting of the three with the most neutral sound signature. Treble is a little toned down, but it has very sharp upper mids. The bass is toned down a little as well, but you still get a good amount of depth. I find that this nozzle allows instruments and vocals to be brought forward with a lot of detail. And the third pair are the silver nozzles with black O-rings, and they are made of stainless steel as well, same as the first one. They follow Simgot's classic target curve, and I find these to have the brightest tuning of the three and come off way too sharp in the treble region for my taste. So, how is it for gaming? I'm gonna use Valorant as a reference because it's what I currently play the most while waiting for Blizzard to make Overwatch good again. Honestly, I've been having a great time gaming with these IEMs. Sound quality is fantastic, lots of details in the audio with excellent imaging, which makes it easy to identify accurately the direction and distance of the different sound effects. However, the EA1000s can get a little fatiguing in games with a lot going on in the audio. While the bass, imaging, sound separation, and soundstage are great with whichever nozzle you choose, there is a lot of emphasis in the treble and upper mid-range, and that can come off too sharp at times. And in the context of Valorant, more so with a Bulldog, Marshall, or Pings for me, it's not necessarily a bad thing because the treble and upper mid-range of these IEMs are what contributes to the clarity of the sound. And lowering the volume isn't a workaround because the important details in your surroundings, such as footsteps and the various sound effects, would then be too soft. And because of that, I feel the volume is limited to your tolerance towards higher frequencies with these IEMs. Now for gamers, you're probably wondering which nozzle is best for gaming. Well, specifically for gaming, I find the default silver nozzle with red O-rings are the least fatiguing of the three and would be the safest choice for casual gamers. It sounds the smoothest with the fullest bass. But just keep in mind that the treble and upper mid-range are still relatively high with these IEMs in general with whichever nozzle you use, and honestly it took me a couple of days to get used to. The gold nozzle on the other hand is my favorite and what I would use for Valorant because I find these bring out the important details in-game a little bit more, and the soundstage feels ever so slightly wider and a little more airy. It offers the best staging of the three for me. But the bass is a little less prominent here compared to the silver nozzles with the red O-rings. And the silver nozzle with the black O-rings is one I would avoid for gaming because the sound effects come off way too sharp than the rest, and it can be a little too much if you use this for longer gaming sessions. So in conclusion, is the EA1000 a good IEM for gamers? These IEMs are comfortable but not to the extent where I would use them for an entire day of gaming. You get decent noise isolation, could be better, but you could always look for third-party ear tips to help with that. Soundstage and good imaging for immersion and accurate positioning of sounds. These are good on the EA1000 and I totally appreciate it for Valorant. Sound separation and clarity, the EA1000 does an excellent job on both fronts. And the bass, well, it doesn't overdo it with the bass, it's very well controlled and doesn't drown out the details of the mid-range, which with good sound separation is something I like because let's say for example you're spamming through smoke with a Vandal, you can still pick out the details of any movement behind your gunfire and within your surroundings. I would say that most characteristics of the EA1000 make it a solid choice if you plan to use this for gaming. But good God, please don't just use this for gaming because this is brilliant for music, which is where these IEMs really shine. If you're treble sensitive or you prefer a heavier bass experience, you may want to consider other options. But if not, the EA1000 is a fantastic IEM and I like it a lot. However, the EA1000s are on the pricey side. But with these, you pretty much get what you pay for. It has a gorgeous, elegant design, great build quality, wonderful details and clarity in the sound, and the option to tune your IEMs with interchangeable nozzles. I must say that this is the first IEMs I've had with interchangeable nozzles and I was so fascinated by it. If you've never used IEMs before and you're looking to get one for gaming, jumping right into these might not be the best idea because not everyone enjoys having things plugged in their ears for long hours. I would recommend getting more affordable, decent IEMs. Try them and find out if you like using IEMs for both music and gaming before you move up the range. You can have a look at Simgot's EM6L. It's not as detailed or natural as the EA1000s in my opinion, but those have been great for gaming, music, and my video production. They are great IEMs for a start. So yeah, these are my thoughts, personal opinions, and experiences with the EA1000s from from a gamer's perspective. Most of my viewers are a mix of both casual and competitive gamers, so I've been adjusting my review for IEMs to relate a lot better with gamers in general. Big thanks to Simgot for sending these IEMs over. I think they did a wonderful job with the EA1000. They have been great people to work with, and I'm very grateful for that. But also, I'm a little worried because now that they've shown me what good IEMs in this price range can do, I must admit that I am very tempted to try more. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful in any way, please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.